Hey guys, it's me again, Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair, and this time we're demonstrating an AM-FM 8-track radio out of a 69 Chrysler Imperial. This comes from Gizmos LLC in Cedar, Minnesota. I love the names of some of these businesses that you guys come up with. Gizmos is such a cool name. So anyway, Gizmos has requested the modern internal conversion for greatly increased output power, and has also requested the Bluetooth and my cool little master input-output box that has all four of your preamp outputs, subwoofer output, and your aux input. So let's go ahead and turn it on and make sure it works. One thing I'll say, the on-off switch in this unit is bad. That's not too unusual, because these are basically the type of controls used in pocket transistor radios, just a little bit bigger. But the switches are generally capable of handling 1 amp, and there's a little bit more demand on that switch. So throughout its lifetime, they can go bad. This one did. So I had just installed an external on-off switch that's on the end of about a 2-foot cable to make it easier for the customer to reach the on and off switch. He had originally just told me to just wire it straight through, and he can control the on-off with the ignition. But I just kind of like having an on-off switch by itself. So let's go ahead, and I've got it set to the one. I got it set to AM at the moment, to the one strong AM station I get, and let's go ahead and turn it on.
I promise you.
Alright, so there's our AM radio, and we're gonna get our output level meters in the picture so we can check our balance and fader controls.
Because when I look in the eyes of black people today,
okay, original balance control, all the way right, all the way left, right,
I see racism,
left.
I see
okay, I'm gonna center them.
I see hopelessness.
Okay, now I'm going to adjust the virtual front-rear fader. We do this with the tone control.
Every time
we start from about the center position. Give our tone control 2 turns upward.
It's like a soulless person.
Fader adjust.
Okay, so now we use the same control to adjust your front-rear fader. All the way front, all the way rear, front, talk, rear.
You're still talking about
right, center
man, and you got 3 kids.
Fader is set. Okay, let's make sure the Bluetooth goes into pairing mode.
What are you eating?
Bluetooth ready to pair.
Okay, so we know that's working. Let's go to get rid of these. We'll go to FM, and I have all 5 presets set to stations in my area, so we can get through the test quickly. We're going to turn our tone control back up. Whenever you adjust your virtual controls, you want to make sure to turn your tone control back to where it sounds best, which is usually going to be all the way clockwise. Alrighty.
$3.77 a pound.
Okay, so there's the FM. Let's try the 8-track. Okay, eject the tape, and the radio comes back. Alrighty, so let's turn it off. Everything's working properly except the original switch, which I replaced with an external on-off switch. And one thing I'll say is that these type of units require a plunger for the 8-track function and a tape eject function. The original one has a 540 thread, which is a really fine thread. You're probably not going to find anything long enough to reach the dash opening that has a 540 thread, because it's a very small, fine thread pitch. On units if the customer does not have his original track change plunger, then I have to replace the receptacle inside with one that has a 632 thread. Then I supply a plunger that has a 632 thread. So whenever it's a Chrysler unit, there's questions on the worker that asks whether the customer still has his eject plunger, and if he doesn't, then I have to replace the receptacle and supply the one that has a 632 thread. So at this time, I will remove my temporary substitute, which is basically just a 540 screw, and so the customer can now screw his plunger back into the opening, and everything's good to go. So, and one more thing is, some of these radios have dial lights, some don't. This one may not, but just in case it did and the customer still has it, the orange wire, this is the orange, the the wire that's used for the dial lighting. I just went ahead and kept that in place in case the customer has his dial light, and that'll just hook right to this orange wire. If not, then you can just leave the orange wire alone, and it won't hurt a thing. So, I'm Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair, and you can reach me for service by visiting the website in the description below, and by downloading and printing a work order, which has all my options and prices, including options for turnaround time. A work order is required with all jobs, so if you're serious about sending in your radio, you're going to have to fill one out anyway. So go ahead and make that the first step before calling me with a 15-minute barrage of questions, because all that does is take me off the bench, and it messes up the quality of my workmanship for no good reason. So please do review my work order before calling me with questions. After you've read the work order, I'm happy to talk to you. Thanks so much for watching and listening, and thank you, my friends at Gizmos LLC from Cedar, Minnesota, and we'll see you guys next time.